let's be real for a second. This didn't start with one shady comment or a single messy reunion fight. No, this thing between Melody Shari and Tiffany Whitlow has been simmering for years, slowly boiling like a pot left on the stove too long. Fans might have brushed it off at first, thinking maybe it was just for the cameras or that the two women were putting on a united front for the sake of the show. But now, there's no denying it. This isn't just casual shade. This is a full-blown feud, and it's spilled far beyond the television screen. What used to be quiet speculation has turned into clear division. Viewers, bloggers, and castmates can all see the cracks. It's not just reality TV anymore, it's social media battles, shifting alliances, and behind-the-scenes strategies that feel more like chess than friendship. The tension has grown so heavy that even fans who love both women are being forced to pick a side. How it all started. Back when Tiffany first joined Love and Marriage, Huntsville, she came in bold, blunt, and unafraid to speak her mind. Most of the cast didn't exactly welcome her with open arms. People looked at her sideways, whispered about her approach, and wondered if she was just there to stir the pot. But Melody? She actually gave Tiffany a real chance. Melody defended her, stood by her, and even praised her honesty. She openly said what others were too afraid to say. Sometimes the truth stings, but that doesn't make it wrong. And coming from Melody, that meant a lot. On this show, when Melody supports you, it's like being handed a shield. You gain respect, you gain visibility, and you gain a certain level of protection. But with that kind of backing comes an unspoken rule: loyalty. When someone gives you their platform, they expect the same in return. And that's exactly where things started to unravel. Tiffany's personality, a double-edged sword. Tiffany built her image around being unfiltered. She'll say whatever's on her mind and smile while doing it. Some fans love her for keeping it real, while others feel like she goes too far just to get attention. But the real problem came when Tiffany's bluntness stopped being aimed at everyone else and started landing on Melody. At first, it was subtle little jokes, seemingly innocent questions, small digs that could be brushed off if you weren't paying close attention. But Melody noticed. And the fans noticed too. The look in Melody's eyes started to change. She wasn't popping off or yelling, but you could see the disappointment. It's that look you give when the person you once defended starts making you look foolish. Over time, the body language shifted. Melody wasn't clapping for Tiffany anymore. She wasn't stepping in to defend her. Instead, she stayed quiet, distanced herself, and let the tension speak louder than any words could. The breaking point. Everything shifted during one of those infamous group sit-downs. You know, the typecast dinners where producers hope the wine will flow, the questions will sting, and the drama will spill. In the middle of the conversation, Tiffany tossed out a question about Melody's personal situation. On paper, it sounded curious. But in execution, it was loaded with shade. The room went silent. Melody froze. Everyone else held their breath. That wasn't just a casual dig. That was betrayal. Social media picked up on it instantly. Within hours, fans were splitting into Team Melody and Team Tiffany like it was the Super Bowl. People replayed the clip, zoomed in on facial expressions, slowed down the audio to catch every tone. It wasn't just gossip anymore, it was war. Melody's supporters accused Tiffany of chasing clout, using her name to stay relevant. Tiffany's fans clapped back, saying she was the only one bold enough to speak the truth. But regardless of the side, one fact was undeniable: the friendship, if it ever truly was one, was broken. Silence versus strategy. After that moment, Melody pulled away completely. She didn't blow up. She didn't create a scene. Instead, she gave Tiffany the cold shoulder, serving silence and distance. That's Melody's signature move. She won't give you another knife to stab her with. Tiffany, on the other hand, didn't soften. In interviews, she doubled down. She proudly claimed she wasn't there to sugarcoat anything. She framed herself as the truth teller who wouldn't shrink for anyone, not even Melody. From that point forward, the feud wasn't just personal, it was tactical. Tiffany started making strategic alliances, especially with cast members who weren't exactly Melody's biggest supporters. Meanwhile, Melody built her walls higher, refusing to engage in small talk or playful banter. Every answer she gave was short, clipped, and filled with subtext. Fans could feel the tension just from the way they sat in a room together. Producers could feel it too, and they knew they had struck reality TV gold. Producers poured gasoline on the fire. Once producers realized how much this feud boosted ratings, they leaned all the way in. Group events became battlegrounds. Dinners turned into silent wars. Cameras lingered on Melody's facial expressions every time Tiffany spoke, capturing the frost in her eyes. It wasn't just the two of them anymore. Other cast members started choosing sides, some openly, some silently. Kimmy tried to play peacekeeper, but eventually even she started dodging questions. Letitia, who already had her complicated history with Melody, seemed a little too comfortable watching the drama unfold. And Marceau? He praised Tiffany's bluntness in a way that made fans believe he had secretly been waiting for someone to challenge Melody all along. Suddenly, it wasn't just about Melody and Tiffany. It was about power, alliances, and survival. Social media warfare. As the feud spilled onto Instagram and Twitter, every post turned into a weapon. Melody dropped cryptic quotes about loyalty, snakes in the grass, and walking away from fake connections. She didn't mention Tiffany by name, but fans knew exactly who she was talking about. Tiffany went in the opposite direction. Her captions were bold and unapologetic. She posted about standing her ground, not shrinking for anyone, and being unbothered by the hate. She embraced the villain role, if that's what people wanted to call her. Fans dissected everything. A single like from another castmate became a headline. Even silence was seen as a statement. Entire fan pages popped up just to track the drama. The husbands step in. Things got even messier when the husbands joined the conversation. Louis, Tiffany's husband, defended her fiercely. He painted her as misunderstood, insisting she never meant harm, she was just being real. But that defense rubbed some people the wrong way. Critics argued that being real doesn't excuse being reckless. Others felt he was minimizing the pain Tiffany caused. Meanwhile, fans of Melody praised her composure. They pointed out that even when provoked, she never stooped to certain levels. But even the strongest could see that this feud was taking a toll on her. Her voice cracked during live streams. Her eyes looked heavier in interviews. She wasn't just angry, she was exhausted. The sit-down that never aired. At one point, producers reportedly tried to arrange a private sit-down between the two women. It was supposed to be a chance for closure, or at least some clarity. But according to whispers, the meeting went nowhere. No yelling, no dramatic fight, just silence, long stares, and two women who clearly had nothing left to say. The footage never aired. Rumor has it producers scrapped it because it wasn't even entertaining. It was just raw and uncomfortable. That says more than any confessional could. From that moment, the separation became permanent. Group scenes were filmed with careful spacing. Castmates were forced to tiptoe around the tension. Even off camera, the fracture remained. Bigger than just a feud. Here's the truth, this was never only about Melody and Tiffany. Their feud became a bigger conversation about power, presence, and who controls the narrative on reality TV. Melody had been the centerpiece of Love and Marriage, Huntsville from the beginning. She built her platform through resilience, authenticity, and perseverance. Tiffany entered hungry, outspoken, and unwilling to play second fiddle. When those two energies collided, the outcome wasn't just petty drama, it was a battle over influence. Who gets to lead the storyline? Who gets to be heard? Who gets to call themselves the face of the show? And in the end, whether they ever make peace or not, one thing is for sure, this feud reshaped the entire show. It reminded everyone that reality TV may blur the lines between entertainment and real life, but once the cameras stop rolling, the emotions, the hurt, and the consequences remain painfully real.